attention. Please allow me to introduce myself. My name is Trickster.
What was that film you were watching?
Death, death, death.
Death, death, death.
Part 2.
Oh, Lord.
Michael's seen it.
Go for it, man.
Done it. Played it.
Look, I've played them all.
And just when he thought he'd die of boredom,
Brain scan. The ultimate experience in interactive terror.
Never leave home without it.
You're in the game, man. You're in control.
You must think like a killer. Cover up any clues. Leave no witnesses, no evidence.
a challenge he can't resist.
It was so real. It was sick.
See, I told you, man. I told you it would blow your mind.
A game he can't escape.
There was a grisly murder in the quiet suburban town of Mountview today.
So you did it.
What was on that disc?
It's not a game anymore.
Hamilton and Hayden.
It's real.
It wasn't supposed to be real.
Real, unreal, what's the difference?
I didn't kill the man. I didn't even know him.
You're in this now. You won't survive on your own. You started this and now you're afraid to finish it just like you're afraid of everything else.
I won't kill her. Shoot her.
Play it. The witness has to die.
Edward Furlong, Frank Langella, and introducing T. Ryder Smith as the trickster. Brain Scan.
I can't wait to see what you do next.
You're not going anywhere. That's a nice antique, Charlie. Does it work?
You bet.
Now let him go, You can do it, Charlie. You never could. Things change, Ugg.
Things change. So do people.
His mother was a God-fearing woman. His birth was an unspeakable horror.
There's nothing to be afraid of.
His life and death have been one incredible nightmare. But now all that is going to change because Freddy wants to become a daddy.
Want to make babies?
What's wrong with me? You're just a little pregnant.
Even if he has to adopt.
Do unborn babies dream?
See any family resemblance? Better not dream and drive.
When it comes to chills.
I want to learn stuff from you.
It's my new look. Like it?
When it comes to screams.
Bon appetit. Open wide.
When it comes to pure terror.
The party just started.
No one delivers
Krueger is back.
like Freddy.
Better buckle up.
A Nightmare on Elm Street 5, The Dream Child.
It's a boy.
All right, Krueger. This time it's for keeps.
When Michael Myers was 6 years old, he stabbed his sister to death. For years he was locked away in Smith Grove Sanatorium. But he escaped, and suddenly Halloween was another word for mayhem. He needed to wipe out his entire family. He struck them down at night and always on Halloween. The police tried everything to stop him. He overcame them all and disappeared. The world thought him dead, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure that Michael Myers had died.
Great show for you tonight. All right. Put it up to 4. I give it 1 thumb up. Come on, baby.
That poor girl.
Remember, this is the movies. A little tap will do ya. Now it's time for another video.
They are fantastic.
Boy, we're having some fun tonight.
This is the best thing that appeared on cable since Fraggle Rock.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up. See this? This is my boomstick. It's a 12-gauge double-barreled Remington. S-Mart's top of the line. You can find this in the sporting goods department. That's right, this sweet baby was made in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Retails for about $109.95. It's got a walnut stock, cobalt blue steel, and a hair trigger. That's right, shop smart. Shop S-Mart. You got that? Now I swear, the next one of you primates even touches me. Yeah! Now, let's talk about how I get back home.
Through the ages, a myth is told of an evil creature that feeds on the souls of children.
Not my baby!
And the only way to destroy him
Kill the little monster!
is to call out his name.
You know my name.
But what was once a fairy tale has now come true. Transformed by an ancient spell, he has come from the past.
Who the hell are you?
To bring his curse upon the present. And now he must steal a newborn child, that his evil may live forever.
This ain't no fairy tale.
My name is Burt Gunner, and I've been called many things. Gun enthusiast, monster hunter, doomsday prepper. I reject all these labels. What I am is a survivalist. I've scoured the dirt and dust of Nevada and Mexico, putting my life on the line to hunt supersized subterranean man-eating predators called graboids. Using a combination of local knowledge, intuition, and firepower, I've managed to control this deadly species and keep them confined to the Northern Hemisphere. Join me as I enter into and beneath sands of hell. 1,500 hours, moving through the desert of Perfection, Nevada. Ground zero of the war with the graboids. For those of you newcomers who don't have a clue about graboids, let me bring you up to speed. The graboid is a vicious subterranean predator about 30 feet in length with a semi-rigid internal structure. It senses its prey seismically and employs 3 powerful snake-like oral tentacles to ensnare its prey and pull it into the graboid's gullet. It is not a pleasant venue. Trust me, I've been there. If that weren't enough, graboids give birth to 3 ugly spawn we call shriekers. Short, squat, and blind bipedal bad boys that sense and hunt their prey using infrared sensors. These in turn give rise to the ass blaster, a winged predatory carnivore which uses a mixture of volatile chemicals in its nether regions to blast into the air and swoop down upon its victims. Ass blasters carry eggs that hatch and become new graboids, beginning this hellish cycle anew. I've survived a great many skirmishes with graboids along with their shrieker and ass blaster kin, and that makes me uniquely qualified to teach you how to survive whatever life throws at you. And remember, life and survival.
From another dimension has possessed the children.
She is the first to be sacrificed!
It's controlling their minds and feeding their hate. They're home alone, but their parents are never coming back. Based on the story by the master of terror, Stephen King, comes the conclusion. Children of the Corn 2, The Final Sacrifice.
Good afternoon. Here we have a quiet little motel, tucked away off the main highway, and as you see, perfectly harmless looking, when in fact, it has now become known as the scene of the crime. This motel also has, as an adjunct, an old house, which is, if I may say so, a little more sinister looking, less innocent than the motel itself. And in this house, the most dire, horrible events took place. I think we can go inside because the place is up for sale, although I don't know who's going to buy it now. In that window on the second floor, the single one in front, that's where the woman was first seen. Let's go inside. You see, even in daylight, this place still looks a bit sinister. Now, it was at the top of these stairs that the second murder took place. She came out of the door there and met the victim at the top. Of course, in a flash, there was the knife, and in no time, the victim tumbled and fell with a horrible crash. I think the back broke immediately and hit the floor. It's difficult to describe the way that the twisting of the well, I won't dwell upon it. Come upstairs. Of course, the victim, or should I say victims, hadn't any conception as to the type of people they would be confronted with in this house, especially the woman. She was the weirdest and the most... Well, let's go into her bedroom. Here's the woman's room, still beautifully preserved. And the imprint of her figure on the bed where she used to lay. I think some of her clothes are still in this wardrobe. This was the son's room, but we won't go in there because his favorite spot was the little parlor behind his office in the motel. Let's go down there. This young man, you had to feel sorry for him. After all, being dominated by an almost maniacal woman was enough to drive anyone to the extreme of, well, let's go in. Well, I suppose you'd call this his hideaway. His hobby, as you see, was taxidermy. Crow here, an owl there. Now, an important scene took place in this room. There was a private supper here. And, oh, by the way, this picture has great significance because, let's go along to cabin number 1. I'll show you something there. All tidied up. The bathroom. Well, they've cleaned all this up now. Big difference. You should have seen the blood. The whole place was, well, it's too horrible to describe. Dreadful. And I'll tell you, there's a very important clue was found here. Down there. Well, the murderer, you see, crept in here. Very slowly, of course, the shower was on, there was no sound. And,
That's all I remember. I advise you, tell no one else about this incident.
Dad!
Andy!
Help me!
Hey, what did that man want?
He said I wasn't supposed to say anything about what we saw out in the desert.
Oh, what?
I'll never get to see you and Mom again. Dad, I'm scared.
These guys want from us. They have a tape. Find it. Stan Mills, I need your help.
Some say that they're Air Force, some say they're CIA, or they're aliens.
Where's your husband, Mrs. Wilson?
Who the hell are you?
Hot damn. There's the front gate. A 12-gauge police special.
How many shots do I get?
1 in the chamber and 4 in the mag. You ever fired a gun before?
Got another clip?
2 minutes to D-Day.
4 in the mag, 1 in the chamber.
Once you've made contact,
Meet TNT.
there's no escape.
Get in! Get in! Get in!
Boots, have you ever heard of the Tommy knockers? Last night and the night before, Tommy knockers, knocking at my door. Before Hilly went into a coma, he said Davy was with the Tommy knockers.
Well, I don't have much time for nursery rhymes, Mr. Hellman.
Maybe Hilly was right. You said yourself that it was as if they had vanished into thin air.
Well, I'll think about it. If anything else occurs to you, give me a call. Good night.
As the sun goes down deep in the bayou country of Louisiana, only the lonely sounds of the wilderness echo across the dark waters of Black Lake. You're with 2 college boys, miles from civilization. You came to find out firsthand if there's a giant, hairy creature down here, or if it's just another folktale. Now, out there in the darkness, something is moving. You feel the hair rising on the back of your neck. There, did you see it? The dark shape of a huge man-like creature moving like a shadow along the shore. It's gone. You wait in the blackness and listen. The loudest sound you hear is the pounding of your heart. No one wanted to talk about it. No one would admit they had seen or heard it. The law told them to quit asking questions or leave town. Maybe folks felt if they didn't talk about the thing, it would go away. But these curious college boys wouldn't stay away from Black Lake. And that was a mistake. The Creature from Black Lake is coming to a theater near you, a Jim McCullough production.
You done bad. Y'all know what settles on badness, don't you?
Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead. Y'all stop. There ain't no Pumpkinheads. What about old Mr. Foley? He moved away. Pumpkinhead.
Teared off his head and drank all the blood.
Did not. Did too. Shut up, Hesse.
Keep away from Pumpkinhead unless you're tired of living.
His enemies are mostly dead. He's mean and unrelenting. Stop it!
Bolted doors and windows barred. Guardians prowling in the yard. Won't protect you till you're dead. Beware from Pumpkinhead, so keep away from Pumpkinhead.
Stop it! Stop it!
What is this place? I brought you here to bury Alan's cat.
Daddy, is church all right?
Why, Judd? I had my reasons.
I dreamed he got hit by a car and you and Mr. Crandall buried him in the pet cemetery.
What did we do tonight, Judd? What we did, Lois, was a secret.
May the Lord bless you and keep you.
Has anyone ever buried a person up there?
May the Lord make his face to shine upon you.
You're thinking thoughts best not thought of.
Daddy's gonna do something really bad.
You're thinking of putting them up there. Don't deny the thought hadn't crossed your mind. Come back to me, Gage. Come back to us.
Paramount Pictures presents Stephen King's all-time best-selling tale of horror.
Sematary.
I've been gone quite a while, but a tale before. My fingers are itching, I'm killing for more. Why, let's try a luck and bet on me gold. If it lands on tails, I'll do as me told. But heads, I'll start a new killing spree. Oh, what a lovely surprise. Shall we try best 2 out of 3?
Nothing that lives in the imagination is more frightening than the terror that lives in Castle Rock, Maine.
Cujo?
Cujo?
Can he get us in here? Can he eat his way in here? Can he?
Oh my God, I'm losing my baby.
From the novel by Stephen King, creator of Carrie and The Shining, comes a startling vision of fear.
Please, God, get me out of here.
Now there's a new name for terror. Cujo.
Hello, John. Over here. Hi. It's me, Chucky. What do you think? The gree work?
You know, when I came here learning all that stuff about how to beat death, I thought maybe you were pulling my chain. But not now. Not now. Only one problem.
What?
This. I didn't think anybody could hurt me. But last night I got shot. You know something? It hurt. It hurt like a son of a bitch. It even bled. And why is that, John?
You're turning human.
What?
The more time you spend in that body, the more human you become.
You mean I have to live out the rest of my life in this body? No fucking way! You got me into this, you get me out.
I can't do that, Chucky.
Why not?
Because you're an abomination. An outrage against nature. You perverted everything I've taught you and used it for evil, and you have to be stopped.
You know, I thought something like this might happen. That's why I prepared for it.
What are you talking about?
Your own personal mojo, Doc.
Give me that.
Sure. How do you want it? Broken leg? Shouldn't tell your customers where you hide things like this, John. Gets you in trouble every time. Now, how do I get out of this body?
I won't tell him.
Yeah? Tell me you died, John. Your choice.
No, I'll tell him. You have to transfer your soul out of the dawn into that of the first human being you revealed your true self to.
You mean the first person I let in on the fact that I was really alive? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. The first person I let in on my little secret was a 6-year-old kid. I'm gonna be 6 years old again. Well, John, It's been fun, but I gotta go. I have a date with a 6-year-old boy. And you have a date with death. So long, John.
When the movie Jaws first opened, it created a sensation. And shark sightings increased by the thousands in all the vast and unknown depths of the ocean. How could there have been only one? There was a terrible tragedy here, but today, Amity has a new hotel and the promise of a perfect summer. Now, just when you thought it was safe to go back in the water, the legend continues.
Chief? Chief Brody, can we go, please?
You think we may have another shark problem? Are you serious?
Roy Scheider.
The Voorhees looks incredible.
Lorraine Gary. And Murray Hamilton.
Look at this. That's a shark.
Look, Brody, you started a panic on a public beach. Now, what if somebody decides to sue us? That's a shark. Did you ever stop to think about that?
And I know what a shark looks like because I've seen one up close. You better do something about this one because I don't intend to go through that hell again. Don't press it this time.
Mike is out there. Over there! Oh, God, Eddie, swim! Oh, there's a big shark out here! All I know is a boy is dead and my son and husband is still out there. Get me out! Get me out of the hole! Watch out!
None of man's fantasies of evil can compare with the reality of Jaws. The all-new Jaws 2. See it before you go back in the water.
Tonight, on American Case File, Jason Voorhees, dead or deadly? These dramatic photos were taken in the aftermath of the autopsy of Jason Voorhees. The facts, 2 security men, dead. A coroner, dead. Another coroner, missing. Are these men victims of a serial killer only believed to be deceased? Many say yes. Hi, I'm Robert Campbell. For over 20 years, the mere mention of the name Jason Voorhees has been enough to send a shudder of fear through the hearts of an entire nation. Born in 1946 to Elias and Pamela Voorhees, Jason was believed to have drowned in Camp Crystal Lake at the tender age of 11. Sadly, he did not. Since then, he has been responsible for 83 confirmed murders and speculated scores of others. Tonight, on a very special episode of American Case File, we'll show you an interview conducted with Mr. Creighton Duke just 1 week after Jason's alleged termination. You'll remember Mr. Duke as the bounty hunter previously responsible for the capture of 6 of this country's most reviled serial killers. Let's go to the tape. For the first time ever, our cameras were allowed a glimpse of the private training compound of bounty hunter Creighton Duke. Duke invited us with the promise of a very unusual, very expensive proposition. And I think you'll agree, in typical Creighton Duke fashion, he gave us much more than we bargained for. Just watch. I'm going to say 2 words to you, Mr. Duke, and I want you to say the first thing that comes to your mind, okay?
Okay.
You ready?
Shoot.
Jason Voorhees.
Well, that makes me think of a little girl in a pink dress, sticking a hot dog through a donut.
Well, I was actually referring to your claim that Jason Voorhees is not truly dead.
What you think of as Jason is not Jason. That body he's wearing, that's just me. That boy knows how to dress. He wears other people's bodies like folks wear a suit. Or he may get blown up, but that's just a little minor inconvenience for him. He'll just get himself another body. Jason Voorhees, the true Jason Voorhees. It's something you and I have never seen before, Mr. Campbell. There's only one way to put an end to him for all time. And I'm the only one that knows the way. So if you want him dead, truly dead, 500 grand is my fee. And for that, you get the mask and machete, the whole damn thing.
From TBS Superstation, an original movie with a bite. For 20 years, a mutant species has been breeding, growing, waiting. Cold-blooded terror is about to strike.
These things are going to be coming out of the hills by the thousands. We're going to have to get people out of here.
Harry Hamlin, Shannon Sturgis, and Jack Scalia. Silent Predators, premiering this Sunday, exclusively on the Superstation. Watch your step.
It's the kind of house they don't build anymore. A relic of a time when the world wasn't in such a hurry, when there was still time for a little charm and elegance. It has stood empty for a long while, and at the price, it is a bargain. For a growing young family, it is almost too good to be true.
What do you think?
I love it.
James Brolin, Margot Kidder, Rod Steiger in the Amityville Horror.
God's peace in this house.
Get out! Get out!
Hello?
Hello, Kathy? Father Delaney, there's something very important.
What do you want from us?
What's all going on? We have to do something.
I'm coming apart! Oh, Mother of God, I'm coming apart!
28 days after the Lutz family moved into their dream house. They were running for their lives. What happened to them is an experience in terror you will never forget. And you will believe in the Amityville Horror. From the best-selling book that made millions believe in the unbelievable, the Amityville Horror.
When they invaded the box office, they grossed over $15 million. When they hit home video, rentals soared over $8 million. Now, they're ready for a whole new battleground. Critters 4. When these aliens enter space.
I wonder what hit this place.
The place wasn't attacked, it was abandoned. Everyone will hear you scream.
Bernie?
What?
Those, man-eating hairballs that you do not believe in.
Yeah, what about them?
I am reading 2 life forms on your level that could be them.
Where?
Levels 5 through 11 are being sealed due to a Code 9 emergency.
Critters 4 stars Brad Dourif, the voice of Child's Play's Chucky and Graveyard Shift. Critters 1 through 3 veterans Don Keith Opper, Terrence Mann, and Twin Peaks' favorite villain, Eric DeAire.
10 seconds to detonation.
Critters 4. Also available are Critters 1, Critters 2, and Critters 3. In space. They love to hear you scream. New Line Home Video presents Critters 4.
Chill out.
Imagine, if you will, that the most frightening things on Earth are about to come out of the darkness. They will look surprisingly like your neighbors, your friends, your family.
This situation must be controlled before it's too late. They are multiplying too rapidly.
Now accept the fact that there's no escaping the awful consequences.
We've got to survive. Somebody's got to survive.
When there is no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth. Dawn of the Dead.
They must be destroyed on sight.
There is nothing you can do to stop it. It's too late. It's coming to a theater near you. Dawn of the Dead contains scenes of violence that may be considered shocking. No one under 17 will be admitted. Dawn of the Dead from United Film Distributing Company.
Something's out there, something evil, something so terrifying only screams can describe it. Hunters become the hunted. Every camper is fair game. When a walking nightmare turns a lush green forest crimson red with the fresh blood of each new victim. It started as a carefree weekend camping trip, but soon turned into an orgy of unrelenting horror. You can run. It will catch you. You can hide. It will find you. After that, you won't see the forest for the screams. Don't go in the woods. It's not just a warning. It's the only way to stay alive.
The most mysterious, inexplicable and incredible events often take place in the most ordinary places. Usually these seemingly unexplainable occurrences are eventually explained, but every so often they remain mysteriously incredible. Monster in the closet.
We ain't talking about no snake here.
The president declares national emergency.
Yes, it was something so hideous, so gruesome, so frightful, that it could only dwell in one place.
I know every one of your hiding places.
Among the slippers and pajamas in the grisly depths of your closet. The entire United States Marine Corps could not stop it.
Let's send this bastard back where he came from!
The most sophisticated armored weaponry and firepower could not stop it. Fantastic cinematic special effects could not stop it. The most highly developed nuclear flower pots could not stop it. Even the most incredible array of international superstars, Henry Gibson, Stella Stevens, Donald Moffat, John Carradine, Howard Duff, Claude Akins, Paul Dooley, Jesse White, Frank Ashmore, Donald Grant, Denise DeBerry could not stop it. It's gripping. It's shocking. It's horrifying.
It's incredible.
It's Monster in the Closet.
We must act immediately. Destroy all closets.
Dr. Pennyworth, could you understand what it said?
No.
Was it a deranged killer? Or was it just looking for a date? Monster in the Closet. It's coming out.
I saw something.
What do you mean? It was an accident. What the hell else could it be?
But what if it wasn't an accident?
Jeez, you look like you just saw a ghost.
It's like they're protecting some nasty little secret, but nobody knows what it is.
This is hysteria running out of control. 2, maybe 3 murders in the last 2 nights. It's not being done by a man at all. Don't worry, they're all going to be dead when we get it.
Come back.
Dad?
He will become human again.
Dad?
No one can stop his power.
I'm Vincent Price, and you're invited to my party in the house on Haunted Hill, where so far the ghosts have murdered only 7 people. So won't you come and make it 8? You'll see human heads without bodies. Mysterious pools of blood dripping from the ceiling. The walls move slowly in against you. Don't try to escape, you can't. You ready, dear?
No.
Are you ready, dear?
Yes. Damn you.
The ghosts are waiting, so won't you join me in the house on Haunted Hill? Hurry, or you'll be late for your own funeral.
The night of the formal is finally here. For Chris, Cindy, and JC. It's going to be the best night of their lives. But tonight is also the night of the creeps. From a world unknown comes a nightmare unimagined. First, they are under you, around you, on you, and then inside you.
They get in through your mouth, and you walk around while they incubate, even if you're dead.
They are a new breed of terror.
Wait!
They are a different kind of horror.
Zombies, exploding heads, creepy crawlies. We could have a little problem.
The creeps are taking over.
Oh, I got good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
You have never had a night like this. Night of the creeps. If you scream, you're dead.
Come get your bags, guys.
This place looks worse than the projects.
It started out small.
It's got measles bumps. It's a tick. Vampires of the insect world.
A part of Mother Nature's wonder.
What is so inspiring about bugs and insects and snakes?
But then they grew.
Don't move. There's something on your back.
Get it off now!
And grew.
Just don't touch it if you don't know what it is. Don't touch it, it attacked me.
Unimaginable.
Ticks do not get this big.
Unthinkable. Unbelievable.
There was a huge fire and a whole bunch of those tick things headed this way.
Where civilization ends. The nightmare begins.
Everybody get upstairs! Go! Go, go, go!
Ticks. It's not nice to mess with Mother Nature.
There is a passageway to the most evil place you can imagine. A gate behind which the demons wait to take back what was once theirs. And now, someone has opened the gate.
There's this weird tearing sound. There is the decomposed corpse of her dead father.
Oh no.
He's tearing out hair by the hands.
I'm calling the police.
You got demons.
You mean you guys were serious about that demon stuff? Demons? What kind?
You've been
They have opened the gate. Pray it's not too late.
In the dead of night, when you're all alone, visions of terror run wild. An insanely wicked nightmare, haunted by bizarre creatures carving their way through a maniacal fable, oozing with evil magic and psycho killers.
You're expecting perhaps Janet Lee?
Loves me. Loves me not.
Oh, you now care!
She loves me!
From the door to your most secret fears, all the way to Grandma's house. All your nightmares come to life in Dead Time Stories.
The dead of night, a backyard camping trip, 3 young boys, each with a tale.
This story is guaranteed to give you the willies.
Strange events are happening at Greeley Elementary School.
Danny Hollister, is that you?
And they're happening to Danny Hollister.
What are you talking about?
There's a monster in the bathroom, I saw it! Hey, Mr. Monster! Come out, wherever you are!
No one believed Danny, at least not at first.
Monster indeed! What are you staring at? No! No!
Hello, handsome.
For at Greeley Elementary School, not everyone is who they seem. The first day they opened the haunted estate, one old man took a ride.
I could have gone on It's Such a Wee World or the enchanting Wiki Hut. Let me out of here! I think I'd like to get out now.
Help me! Please, you must help me!
Somebody please stop this ride!
I found you.
No! No!
Would you say he got his money's worth? Nobody liked Gordy Belcher.
Any of you guys want a cookie?
No thanks.
Gordy Belcher, you lard ass.
But he had a special hobby.
Sick kid you raised, Mother.
To Gordy, a fly is a boy's best friend.
What's that? See, I mixed this up special just for you. So whatever you're using it for, it'll work extra good now.
But Gordy didn't know how good.
Me and you guys are gonna have some fun.
Either way, you're still a pig.
Now relax. These flies aren't for me. They're for Gordy Belcher.
There were flies in Spivey's ointment. Now they're in Gordy's room.
I told him it was a special bath.
frightfully funny tales of terror guaranteed to give you the Willies. Starring James Karen, Sean Astin.
Go for it.
Kathleen Freeman.
You may begin.
Jeremy Miller. And a special appearance by the Monster. The Willies.